Progressive presents an interview with your upstairs neighbor.
Hey, it's Rick from upstairs. Yeah, I take it seriously. When I play R&B at 1 a.m, that's me saying, hey, I'm here for you. And I enjoy repetitive bass lines. I only use expired batteries in my smoke detectors. Nice, right? Yeah, upstairs neighbors help people forget their troubles. Give them something else to focus on. Ooh, want to see how high I can jump?
Progressive can't save you from your upstairs neighbor.
No, wait, let me try again.
But we can save you money when you bundle renters and auto insurance with us. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Finally, the moment we've all been waiting for.
Finally, when the Inside Line Formula One podcast isn't your only fix for regular Formula One entertainment. Oh wait, maybe that might not be entirely true though.
Finally, after months and months of waiting, the 5 lights will go out and we will go racing in Australia in just a few days' time. Kunal! Yay!
We made it this far. We actually survived the off-season. Not so much so my throat though, just pardon my hoarse voice.
Now, to survive through the season, those 21 weekends of commitment in 2016, will it be worth the wait? Or...
No. No or at the moment. Let's just live the excitement. Even my throat is holding up.
F1 is back in business, baby!
So what have we got today?
First up, the qualifying format changes. They will be used starting Melbourne. I guess FOM got their software in place after all.
I guess they're not using Microsoft anymore.
Let's get the other riffraff out of the way, Kunal, before we get back to discussing business.
Do you mean Lewis Hamilton?
You're being really mean. I hope you have sufficient insurance in place.
The last time I said this, my blog almost got hacked.
Almost. Anyway, I meant Red Bull Racing. They've issued a fresh threat to quit the sport. And this is before the new season has even started.
Tell me something new. It is strange that Red Bull believe that it is their right to have a competitive engine in Formula One. Much like it is strange that Mercedes and Ferrari are deciding which teams will be competitive or not.
That would mean that McLaren will also think it's their right to have a competitive engine and chassis and Fernando Alonso. Maybe Red Bull Racing realizes that to keep their noise levels high, whining will help them till they get back to their winning ways.
So Bernie dissed the sport. Red Bull Racing now wants to quit. Sauber had salary delays. And didn't we just record a podcast which said new Formula One season, old Formula One problems? But I think the only person who seems to be having the right start to the season is Lewis Hamilton. He's gone and bitched about some godforsaken casino in New Zealand for not treating him like a world champion.
Kunal, tell me something new.
So apparently, the club's rules didn't go down too well with Lewis. No hats, no sunglasses, and no selfies while at the table.
Ouch. Come to think of it, the only time we've seen Hamilton without his sunglasses is when he has his helmet on.
Oh, you never know. Maybe that's the new Mercedes innovation in 2016. A helmet with inbuilt sunglasses for our reigning world champion.
Ooh. But Kunal, that wasn't all. Lewis Hamilton also cracked a racist joke against the Chinese. Did you see that?
No way. But, he is damn shrewd. He could crack a joke against the Chinese and get away. Because there'll barely be a few of them who'll turn up to watch him race and possibly win in Shanghai in a few weeks.
Well. Arrogance combined with shrewdness. Perfect recipe for a multiple world champion, I would say.
Which now brings me to the season's only possible topic of discussion. Will Nico Rosberg beat Lewis Hamilton in 2016? I feel not just the burden of his fans alone, but the burden of all Formula One fans overall is what Rosberg should feel at the moment. It's somewhat like the sport is relying on him to make it a challenge, to make it exciting, to make it worthy to decide whether or not you will commit 21 weekends in 2016.
And then there's Sebastian Vettel, the man who single-handedly bored us a few years ago. And now it's quite ironic that we're really hoping that he bails us out of the supposed boredom in 2016.
So Christian Horner said that Hamilton-Vettel pairing might never happen. Well, to think of it, if it does happen, and if it does happen in a Mercedes, imagine two drivers who've bored us for the large part of the last decade coming together. But guess what? If everything else fails in 2016, I do feel Formula One should seriously consider a Hamilton-Vettel pairing. That's probably the only thing that will bring the crowds back in 2017.
Reminds me of something that my management professor used to say. When you can't add scale, add depth. Smart.
Nico Rosberg said that he feels ready for the season opening more than ever before. And he bloody well really feel that. He's possibly racing for his career in Formula One this year.
Yes, his contract ends this season. And there's Max Verstappen waiting in the wings.
To that list, I will add Valtteri Bottas, Daniel Ricciardo, Danny Kvyat, Carlos Sainz Jr. Basically, all the Red Bull Racing drivers would be looking anyway, I guess.
Correct. And perhaps Alonso could be looking to move to Mercedes too.
You mean a Hamilton-Alonso pairing? I think if all else fails in 2016 and in 17, maybe that's the pairing Formula One will need to put in place to attract fans in 2018.
Well, that's if Alonso doesn't move on to Le Mans, WEC, or even Formula E. If I were the CEO of Formula E, I'd already be talking to Alonso's management. That would be a headline announcement, I tell you.
And I think Formula One should by now have get Fernando Alonso a faster racing car working group in place.
Well, apart from our most obvious teams and drivers, we will also have a few rookies on the grid this season. Haryanto, Wehrlein, Palmer will all make their debut.
So we've already spoken about Haryanto and how he could be our potential replacement to Pastor Maldonado. Both government-funded drivers.
No point getting into the specifics, Kunal. The rookies have their task cut out. Can they be the next Max Verstappen? Simple.
I do agree that's the best yardstick. And I really hope they have good PR managers too.
So there's talk that the first half of 2016 might see similar form to the second half of 2015. This would basically mean that Force India and Williams will be very competitive. Faster than Red Bull Racing, I guess, but matching Ferrari for pace?
You know, if I were Mercedes, I would set my sights on the next level of domination. Could Mercedes have a customer team seal second and third place in the Constructors' Championship?
That is pure evil for the sport. Although I think I now know Williams' secret to beating Force India in the recent years. They've gone and hired Force India discards as their reserve drivers. First Sutil and now Di Resta.
I didn't know Paul Di Resta still had a super license in place. So while we don't expect much of a fight at the top of the field, the midfield might only get tighter, which means that there could be at least some excitement coming our way.
And I really hope that excitement comes in the way of Fernando Alonso, Jenson Button, Kimi Raikkonen, Felipe Massa. I wonder who from this lot is actually in their last F1 season ever.
Well, here's what I think. Alonso will leave Formula One for another series. A lot depends on Honda to keep him back. As for Button, I am sure he's going to leave too. After all, he's achieved what most men dream of. A Formula One world title and a Playboy playmate for a girlfriend. But Mithila, we are not just yet signing off. We forget this is a pre-Grand Prix podcast. We cannot sign off without making our predictions. Where are you going to bet your money for this weekend?
So I'm being optimistic here, but I'm going to say Rosberg, Hamilton, Vettel.
So that's what we saw 9 times out of 20 or some maths in 2015. I think I'm going to go with Rosberg, Hamilton, and Vettel as well.
I'm glad we agree on something, Kunal.
God damn it. And on that note, thank you so much for tuning in and laughing along. We promise you more laughter as we near the Australian Grand Prix weekend. Do check our Facebook and Google pages for regular updates.
And hey, we're on Twitter too.